Most of us make the decision while standing in line for groceries or a coffee. We see the glowing signs and we purchase a ticket, handing over a few dollars, hoping our lives are about to change. But the math inside these machines is entirely indifferent to hope. Every lottery game is designed with a negative expected value. Playing the lottery guarantees a mathematical loss over a long enough timeline. Acknowledging that math forces a shift in how we approach the counter. You're not making an investment, you're paying a fee for entertainment and a sliver of possibility. And because it is an entertainment expense, how exactly you allocate your dollars matters far more than how much total money you spend. This animated scale illustrates the core trade-off that governs the entire ecosystem. On one side, you have your entry cost and your mathematical probability of actually winning. On the other side, you have the jackpot ceiling, the sheer size of a potential payout. You cannot maximize all three at once. Optimizing your play requires looking at the math behind each specific game and aligning those numbers with your personal psychological goals. This scorecard lists the 5 core options available in Ontario. The 2 national heavyweights at the top command the most attention: Lotto Max at $6 a play and Lotto 649 at $3 a play. Buying into these 2 games grants you access to massive nationwide prize pools. The trade-off is that you are competing against the entire country, which leaves you facing the steepest mathematical odds on the board. Lotto Max carries a high $6 premium. The game attempts to justify this entry cost through a mechanic called Maxmillions. When the main jackpot reaches $50 million, it triggers independent secondary draws, creating multiple $1 million prizes alongside the primary jackpot. Moving down the list, we find the provincial alternatives, Ontario 49 and Lotterio. Both cost just $1 to play. These games offer a much cheaper entry price and restrict the player pool exclusively to Ontario. In exchange for the lower cost and smaller player base, their jackpots are strictly capped at much lower amounts, a $2 million ceiling for Ontario 49 and a starting jackpot of $250,000 for Lotterio. Finally, there is the Daily Grand at $3 a play. It uses a unique split pool annuity structure, offering a top prize payout as $1,000 a day for life, rather than a single lump sum. If you treat all 5 of these lotteries as the exact same game, you'll end up blindly paying premium prices for structural mechanics you don't actually care about. To evaluate these options objectively, we can map them onto this quadrant chart. The horizontal axis measures your probability of winning the jackpot, your odds. The vertical axis measures the maximum potential payout. If your goal is simply to make the most money possible, we plot Lotto Max right here. It sits at the extreme top left because of its massive $90 million cap. But you pay a steep $6 premium for that ceiling, and you suffer the absolute worst odds in the ecosystem, 1 in 33.4 million per play. Now look at the exact opposite end of the spectrum, Lotterio, the game with the best odds. It sits down here at the bottom right. For a single dollar, Lotterio gives you 2 lines of play and the most favorable jackpot odds available, 1 in 4.07 million. You secure better probability, but you completely sacrifice the dream of multi-generational wealth. Regardless of which game you choose, you will be offered the ENCORE add-on at the register. ENCORE costs an extra dollar, but it dilutes your core budget by entering you into an entirely separate secondary game of chance that does not improve your odds on the main draw. The chart proves a clear mathematical reality. Chasing a massive jackpot demands terrible odds. You have to decide what you value more, a realistic mathematical probability of securing a win, or the sheer life-altering size of the prize itself. If we zoom in on the lower left corner of our chart, we isolate Ontario 49. This specific placement reveals a mathematical trap. You pay $1 for a fixed $2 million jackpot, which seems reasonable until you check the math. You are accepting terrible odds of 1 in 13.9 million to get it. Compare that directly to Lotterio. For the exact same $1 entry cost, Lotterio provides odds that are 3.5 times better. Furthermore, Lotterio incorporates an early bird mechanic. If you purchase your ticket before Friday night, you are entered into an additional $50,000 draw at no extra cost, giving Lotterio even more relative value for your dollar. Unless you are obsessively fixated on winning a guaranteed $2 million prize, Ontario 49 is a mathematically inferior choice. It should be avoided in favor of better structures. To put this math into practice, we can map out a specific shopping list based on a fixed weekly budget of $10, $20, or $30, tailoring the spend to distinct player profiles. Strategy 1 is the best odds profile, designed strictly for the mathematical optimizer. Because Lotterio gives you 2 lines for every dollar, allocating your entire budget here generates immense volume. $10 buys you 20 lines, $20 buys 40 lines, and $30 secures 60 individual lines of play. The trade-off is strict. By purchasing 60 lines, you drastically compress your jackpot odds down to roughly 1 in 67,000. The cost of that improved probability is accepting you will never win more than a few $100,000. Strategy 2 is the Dreamer profile, built entirely to maximize payout potential. This utilizes Lotto Max. Because of the $6 premium, a $10 budget gets you 1 Lotto Max play and 4 ENCORE add-ons. $20 secures 3 Max plays and 2 ENCOREs. A $30 budget buys exactly 5 Max plays and nothing else. The contrast is absolute. Mathematical optimizers buy probability through sheer volume, while dreamers quickly exhaust their entire budget just to hold a tiny sliver of a $90 million fantasy. Filling out the final row of our matrix gives us Strategy 3, the anti-sharing profile, designed for players who refuse to split a jackpot with a stranger. This strategy relies on Lotto 649. Every play automatically generates a unique 10-digit gold ball raffle code alongside your standard numbers. At $3 a ticket, a $10 budget buys 3 plays and 1 ENCORE. $20 gets you 6 plays and 2 ENCOREs. And $30 secures exactly 10 plays. Because the gold ball code is completely unique to your ticket, exactly 1 winner is drawn nationwide. You are guaranteed a solitary win. However, because it operates like a raffle, your mathematical odds fluctuate week to week, based entirely on the total national sales volume. Even when you know the exact math, the cultural allure of these massive national games is powerful. People have always been drawn to the sheer scale of the prize, regardless of the odds stacked against them. But the golden rule remains. Lotteries are entertainment. They are not wealth-building tools. Treating a negative expected value game as an investment strategy ensures a financial loss over a long time horizon. You can safely enjoy the game by sticking strictly to a fixed weekly budget and matching your spending to your actual psychological profile. Choose the math that fits your goals and leave the jackpot illusion behind.